So, welcome everybody back here at Villa Sound. No, it's not our regular Sunday interview. It's one of our specials, but I'm very, very happy to do this one because in roughly 48 hours, when you listen to this, you can listen to the new songs by those four guys here. I'm very happy they joined. So we got some people from a certain band called Def Club, Fuck Money, so we're going to release a single on a record label that you all know, Free 1G, run by this little man right here on our side. Yeah. So I'm very happy to have the four of you here. But maybe first of all, as I'm very sure that us Europeans over here don't know everyone, so maybe you introduce yourself and say which band you're in and which kind of fucked up sounds you make. And we start with Scott on my
over here. Yeah. Hey, I'm Scott. I play drums in Def Club. So I just do the blast beats. That's my fucked up sound.
You're good at that.
Thank you.
So we go clockwise. For me, the next one is Elton.
Cool. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I'm Alton. I'm the drummer of Fuck Money. I make fucked up drum sounds. That's what I do. Was there anything else?
No, that's good. We're just waiting for label boss to start speaking.
I don't know if everybody's code is, or I don't know if is it my turn?
Yes.
I'm Justin. I make the fucked up sounds with the hole in my face. And
which one of the seven?
This one right here, the big hole.
Okay.
Some people call it cock holster, but I don't.
I knew when I accepted this thing, this would come. I don't know. Just next one, last one.
Yeah, I'm Bill. I play guitar in Fuck Money, and I make sounds like brrr and ga 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 ga.
That's
most
right.
of the set.
I like that one that goes.
Yeah, I do. I've got some beeps and some. So it makes it easy to hide.
So gladly, the guys also agreed to do one of our bands interviewing each other interviews. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I will try to keep track. And let's say each band gets to ask the other one 2 questions. So let's start with Fuck Money. You can ask the other guys a question.
Bill, your question's better than mine, so I think you should go first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have to remember what it was now. So yeah, I'm gonna skip the whole what's your writing process because I feel like, I have a vague idea of what that's like, but in your writing process, do you guys ever, once you've structured a song, how much does it evolve or devolve before you are ready to record it? And it's kind of a 2-parter. Have you guys also ever completed a track, or at least written one to completion and scrapped it?
Oh.
Ooh.
Man.
Part 2, yes.
Yeah.
Is that true? What did we
Yeah,
scrap?
we've completely scrapped stuff before.
Okay, that checks out.
I don't think it got all the way to like full lyrics and everything, but we wrote like songs and then we just said fuck it.
I love that.
Yeah, I think we've scrapped a lot more than we have recorded. But usually and Justin, usually the biggest issue, like me and Brian will kind of write all the stuff for previous material, and like then there's just a lot of issues with the vocals. That's usually what happens. And then that's not my domain anymore. But usually we yeah, I don't know. It takes us a long time to write songs too, but we usually have a lot of issues with vocal stuff.
Can I?
Is that
Okay,
right?
but yeah, but like issues with the vocals aren't like I fucking suck and I have no idea.
Right. Yeah.
Issues
That's
with
a,
like there's a guy that plays the break in our band, you know, and the Z,
Mhm.
and he thinks the vocals should be this one certain way, and I don't agree with him whatsoever. So that's where the issues come in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that is not. He's like, this is the chorus. I'm like, that's absolutely not, or whatever.
yeah.
But you know,
That's
we're a
big one.
band that doesn't have a chorus like ever. So yeah.
Yeah.
The process is hard, regardless,
Yeah.
but we get there.
I like the idea of devolving a song. I think like Bill, do you mean like cutting it down bits, or do you like mean scrapping stuff?
Yeah, not necessarily scrapping, but to use a term that we use a lot, distilling or reducing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Not necessarily shortening, but really like letting it cook down. And I mean, I'm sure you've been in projects or you've known projects where you, or you know, just bands that you see where you're kind of like, oh, you guys record everything you write and put out everything you write. Which depending on
Oh.
how it is, you know, is, I mean, I think can sometimes seem I don't know if this is the right word, but maybe irresponsible.
Yeah. You know what's funny with that? Okay, so now I have like a better grasp. I think I'm a little under caffeinated. Me and Brian we'll just write like a two parts that sound good, and we'll just make a bunch of them. I think over the past few years, we've just like made a bunch of like, we call them like 1 minute little things. So like just A B A B. And then over the course of time, we'll just be like, oh well, that part's cool, and in this song that part's cool. Maybe we'll put that together, and then we'll kind of evolve stuff that way. I think the de-evolution comes from me and Brian trying to make an actual song. And then when we sort of this happened with Biblical Loophole on the 7-inch, like we were like, this song should be like this, and then we showed it to JP and Jason, and then it was just like, oh no, it's got to do this, and then it doesn't devolve, it gets better in like a cut down sort of way, like distilling, I guess. So yeah, I guess it does a similar sort of process. But that song in particular was like some ideas from two different songs that we wrote, and then we just squished together, and then JP and Jason just made it better with their perspective.
Thanks.
That's
Nice.
kind of how that's.
I'll say this, and I think maybe you guys, I think maybe how Fuck Money writes, I'm assuming can probably relate to this. Like for me, there'll be a song and it'll be like every player is playing a shitload of notes. So there's like it's like essentially everyone's soloing, and then I get it last. I don't know if you guys work with the vocals like that, but I get it last. And I'm like, dude, there's so much shit happening on every part. It's way too dense. Like there needs to be some room to breathe, you know, and that I struggle with that with a lot of the other projects that I work with too. So I'm constantly going like, hey, just let, you know, I mean, I fucking hate saying this, but like the less is more thing, it really does stand out, because if everyone's just ripping all the time, you don't really get to be like, oh shit, so-and-so's ripping on this part or that part, or the bass line or this or that. It's just like, it's just a fucking mess. I don't know. I guess that's how my brain works. And so I'm usually the party pooper where I'm like, dude, one of you guys needs to fucking quit. You know, I mean, when we had a second guitar player,
And
it
it's
was
not
too
me.
when we had a second guitar player, it was like too much. There's just like tons of shit happening always.
I
Yeah.
do remember on that
feel you.
biblical loophole song, you told me to like do blast beats as opposed to like what I was doing before. You're like, do blast beat here, it's cooler. And I was like, oh, see, that's good. But like blast beat.
Do blast beats I think that's my motto in life. Like if you want to do something cooler, just blast and so
Yeah.
apply that to any song, anywhere, anytime, and you're good.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just thinking of Sinead O'Connor singing "Nothing Compares to You," and Ben's like, "Blast beat it!"
Dude, it would be so sick. Like,
That
what a
would be
way to
nice.
fucking hear that
Yeah,
song.
Ben
cool.
should be really crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Def Club, your first question for the Fuck Money guys.
Got it.
I was like, me and JP haven't talked about this at all. We're different.
But I have
than you
two
guys.
questions. I thought everyone was gonna bail on me. I have two, but I don't even know if they're good. So why don't you go first, and then I'll weigh in.
The only question I had was like, Alton, how come you're so handsome? but
That was my question for you. God damn it. Your hair looks
Get a
so
fucking
good.
room, dude. Get another get a room.
It's pretty great when we're hanging out together.
That's the question. Okay, well, I have two legitimate questions.
No, the only one I really could think of is, okay, this chaos pad situation, Bill.
Mhm.
You got to tell me about this. Okay, because it's in your guitar. It's in your guitar now. I know why you're doing it, but what the fuck? Can you explain that?
Bill's great.
Vocals, though, right?
It's for
That's-
vocals, but I just want to
Yeah.
hear it from Bill's mouth. Like, what is this
So,
chaos
yeah.
pad situation now? Yeah,
Your question is what the fuck?
yeah, it's
The fuck
the craziest
is-
thing I've seen.
Yeah, so I was using the Chaos Pad, I think pretty much from the beginning on the tabletop board. And believe it or not, it was really hard to play the songs and reach over and like glitch out the vocals. And it's the whole vocal board has kind of, through the advice and recs from old bandmates of mine who were, audio engineers, and explained the whole concept of a mixer and get aux sends. And so that helped give a lot of headroom to the vocals. But we had I got a different pedal called the Microcosm, made by Hologram Electronics, and that was kind of, I had an expression pedal for that. So it was like, okay, cool, I can just kind of use this as an on-off, so I don't have to reach over and touch anything. And as amazing and expensive as that pedal is, all of a sudden it decided it wanted to start, giving us issues. And I'm constantly looking for just weird shit to add to, whether it be an effect pedal, or for vocals or guitar. And I had seen an XY pad on a guitar years ago and never really knew what the hell it was. And, just kind of perusing, gear forums, and somebody was talking about it. They're typically used for the guitar, right? Like their guitar is running through whether it's a Chaos Pad or whatever, anything MIDI capable. And I had three SGs, which I did not need the third one at all. And a friend of ours, Zach from Life Raft, said, "Hey, I actually have this Flying V. Do you want to trade for one of your SGs?" And I was like, "Oh, Flying V, that would be hilarious." And then I was like, what can I do to this thing to just make it extra stupid? Threw the XY pad on there, literally just got that back, and it is working rather flawlessly.
You had the Flying V carved. They carved a hole in it and put the XY pad in the fucking guitar.
Yeah, it has to be like routed out. So I didn't want to use my SGs because they're special to me, and you are essentially like ruining whatever guitar you do this to. And I thought, a Flying V, I can ruin one of those. And then I actually have it's a mini XY pad. So I have a full-size XY pad getting installed right now on a Gibson Explorer that I was a little apprehensive about ruining, but it's too late because that's happening right now. And yeah, so I will have two of these stupid things. And it is
Where do the balloons come from?
I was about to ask you the same question.
It's fucking awesome, Bill.
Yeah, it's working out, and it's definitely, it's kitschy, but it is just like for practical like effects purposes for live stuff. We've used the Chaos Pad in the studio, and it was like, how can we apply this live without compromising the guitar performance too much. And so here we are. And I mean, it's only been 3 shows. It's not dead yet. So
I personally
it lasts.
I didn't think it was gonna work. I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. And
Yeah.
And it fucking works, and it's really cool, and it's made our live show a lot better, a lot more
I'm
interesting.
jealous
Yeah.
that like I wish Brian did something with my vocals. He doesn't give a flying fuck what happens for me. So it'd be nice to have someone do my, trip out my vocals. I'd be like, that would like be so casual for me just to like not have to worry about it.
Well, it was like we don't want
Yeah.
a fifth member. We don't need to add another. We don't want to add another person to this band to just control vocals or do whatever. So Bill was like, "I'll fucking do it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, it sounds great.
Yeah, that's where the more is more mantra comes into play, where it was like, how much more shit can I put on my plate and stress out about? And so, yeah, let's fold in MIDI.
I like how you called it you're like, I have two stupid things. And I was like, oh, that's two stupid things are with the exception of politics, two stupid things is always better than one. So that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was like
like how many winter coats kind of person in a desert need, right?
I have a problem in every arena. So yeah, it's on brand. It's on brand. So hopefully it keeps working. But yeah, it's yeah. You should get on Brian's ass about doing something with your vocals, man.
I know, and he needs to have a second job, that motherfucker. So yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just an expression paddle or something like that, maybe from your the VE20 or whatever it is that you have, maybe.
I don't trust him though, actually, so I'll just do it myself.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Figure it out.
So,
I
fuck
want to
money,
have
you're
shit like attached to me, like a
like
There
the
you go.
CGI
That was
stuff.
yeah. I want to have like pedals attached to me, like
Mhm.
fucking be like singing and doing stuff, like that would be sick.
Has had a similar idea. Yeah.
Then you look like a crossover between Sinatra and one of those baseball coaches on the sideline.
That's cool with me. Yeah.
It'd be
Fuck
great for
money.
your
Your
core,
second
too.
question for our friends in Def Club.
second question, yeah. So actually, what I wanted to ask you guys is, how do you stay energized? Do y'all ever run out of energy? Justin, you seem like someone who just has a infinite motor. Scott, same. Like, getting away from music questions, how do you stay so energized and just, we're about to do a tour where we're playing every single night for like 22 days or whatever at like such a high intensity. Help the listeners understand what your fucking routine is to stay energized. And obviously, like, another part of that question is like, how does your hair stay looking so good? Scott, Justin, what do y'all do?
Wigs.
That's great.
Well, Brian also has the best hair in our band.
He does.
But
He does.
yeah.
He does.
A skullet. Yeah.
He does have a nice color.
Yeah. I don't know, Scott, how do you stay energized?
Man, I just came off of a tour with a different band just recently, and what I did on this tour was just the classic getting older stuff. Light working out, don't drink as much, maybe drink water, electrolytes, sleep a lot. I hate to say it. It's pretty boring. And then I like that's like really it. Also, I don't know, sometimes you just have that right before a set, you just have like that, oh shit, I gotta go to work, so you just have like the adrenaline rush and you can just make it happen. I wish it was cooler.
Do you drink or like smoke before you play? I know you said you do planks. That kind of changed things for you, right? You doing some planks before the show?
Yeah, I've been doing about a minute and a half planks. I don't warm up. I don't do any warm ups. I don't do anything that drummers do. I just like do a minute and a half plank because I started working out last year because last year we had to play for an hour at a festival, and so I was like, oh, I should probably work out so I can play this 18-song set. And it only ended up being 45 minutes, and it was still plenty to do. And I think the set that we're touring on this time around, I think, what is it, 18? I mean, it's also like 18 songs. So I'm like, okay, so we have to like, I don't see that as like a casual endeavor. It's really hard to play these songs. So it's like, oh, I should probably like do some workouts and drink water and pay attention and try to be a little fit kind of all the time just so I can do this. And I don't like there's like a lot less fun because of that, I guess. I mean, I have a great time touring, but you just like, dude, you just like do your set and then you're like, cool, I gotta load out, and you're just like try not to melt down. I kind of like turned into a bit of a jock.
Yeah.
It kind of is weird, but like I'm doing some shit now. And we got like hella double kick, like hella blast beats. I'm like running and punching in place for 30 minutes. So yeah, unfortunately it's not fun or cool at all.
Just punch in the air,
Yeah,
letting all your frustrations out.
Yeah, I mean that's what the records are. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Cool. It's good to hear. Thank you.
There's that weird thing where like, and I'm sure you guys can relate, like for me, it's as soon as that first snare hit happens, like it's just nothing's rational for the next half an hour, And so there's times where I'm like, holy fuck, I'm exhausted, or I just, hurt myself or hurt someone else or whatever. And then it kind of takes you out of it. But for the most part, for me, I'm just like in it. It happens and I'm in it. And then it's like a good analogy for me is like if I take my dog to the beach, he loves the beach, right? And he'll rage like so fucking hard, and he'll catch the shit out of catch the ball that I throw into the water, and then eventually he'll go on to the sand and he'll just shit out seawater, and he doesn't realize that he got to that point. And that's kind of how I feel after our set. Hypothetically, I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna shit out some seawater. That was a rough one. But usually it's like Brian's like, go sell the fucking merch after the set, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna shit out seawater, and then it just isn't working for us.
So from that answer, we all take the fact that we don't follow Mr. Pearson on stage or after.
Yeah, you see me in the green room just chilling by myself. I like can't talk to anybody. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, I just try to keep it together and don't do stupid shit. I mean, I'm 48. I try to eat good and I do yoga and I try not to be a dick. And I think it helps me function on a stage for 40 minutes a night or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Also, like I look at people fucking ripping harder than anybody, myself included, and I'm like, oh, I could. Like, there's bands, and I'm like, holy shit, okay, I'm not gonna fuck around right now, and so that I just keep that in mind, and then I don't fuck around.
Yeah, actually, like playing shows with you guys, Fuck Money. It's like, oh shit, we have to play after that. Okay, we have to like step it up a bit, or I feel that way always after I have to play after you, Eldon. If I ever have to, I'm always.
That's a good point too, because I've noticed there are bands or players that will like have a competitive nature, and I think that's fine for them. But for me, I always want to share a stage with my peers that I respect and admire, and their sort of like craft that they've perfected doesn't make me want to try to be better than them. It tries to make me want to be better with myself, and both of us can elevate. And I think that the two bands are a great pair together in that sense, where like we're not like each other, and that's beautiful, and I think it's cool to like, I mean, I don't want to suck our own dicks or anything, but like we're not like, we're both fucking being like trying to be 10 out of 10s. Like that's cool. I think it's good. No one's fucking around. That's cool. So yeah.
I have a question, but I would like to add to that one before Scott or Justin has their second question. Does this stage experience, which I'm very sure also includes a kind of catharsis, where like you can see shit, all the negative emotions out of you, right? Do you think that those 45 minutes on stage also help you to not only keep your sanity, but also to keep like bodily fit? Because of course, I mean, like I know that some people of you played in masks and suits, and they must have been sweating like shit underneath that. So is that also like a physical like training, like try?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a workout. I don't know. I've never been in a band where you just like, I'm gonna just cruise up here and like be on stage casually for 45 minutes.
Mhm.
Like it just seems bizarre.
Mhm.
Like I feel like it, not that it like has to, because it doesn't have to be like intense music to be an intense performance. I think you just have to be, I don't know. I mean, these words are weird, but like passionate and like sincere and give it everything. Because it's fucked up when you see someone just phoning it in. I think that's the problem. And I'm pretty sure that the two bands don't have players that phone it in. I don't know, like there's an element of survival in what I think what we've created, like for our own selves, individuals and as a band. And so that it translates into the music and into the live performance. Like in the world that we live in, we're surviving and this is a thing. So yeah, you're expelling stuff, whatever, but it is physical, I guess by like scientifically, I guess it's physical. Does the demand for that? I mean, we've seen, you guys have seen drummers that just sit there, and rip hard, but like they're trying to, they don't move a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of actual energy coming out,
Mm.
and that's fine for them. But when I see a drummer, the two that are on this Zoom interview, they both have the energy just coming out at you. And that affects the whole stage, that affects the whole show. The audience has to respond to that. So it creates something that's for everybody, and it makes it an event. It's not like there's spectators and then there's the person on the stage doing the thing. It blurs all those lines and becomes something, unique or precious in that moment.
Thank you. So your question
Nailed it.
for fuck money, your second one, Justin. I think it's your turn.
Yeah.
I have two, and they're not musical, and I if I probably can just
Choose one of them.
God damn it. All right. Well, I want to know how you guys came up with the term scrape rock. I think
That's funny. I
great-
wanted to ask that one too. That's cool.
Okay, I'll answer that. Actually, we didn't come up with that. And what's his name? What was that writer's name for the Austin Chronicle, Bill? Some kid.
Julian.
Julian Towers. Yeah, he's this really nice kid who writes for the Austin Chronicle. He's awesome. He's like been really rooting for us since we started, and he wrote a few blurbs about us a couple years ago, and he came up with the term scrape rock. And like, I think we were asked to write a blurb about the band. I just threw that in there, and I'm just like, every time I see it, I kind of cringe. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, I don't really know. But the way Julian described it, it felt compelling in the moment, so we just kind of threw it in there. But yeah, I don't fucking know. I wish we could call Julian and ask him. Maybe we should follow up on that, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, when you're asked, what kind of music do you play? I'm always like, can you please ask a music writer about that? Because that's not our role. And, it's, I mean, of all the bands I've been in, I mean, including our previous project that Alton and I were in together, and I'm sure you guys probably respond similarly when people would ask. It's just like, it's punk. Come to the show. It's punk. Just come out. Like we're not I mean, for us specifically, we're not a genre band. I mean, I don't consider Def Club a genre band by any means. And not that there's anything wrong with being a genre band, but yeah, when I saw Scrape Rock, I was just like, oh, thank God, something that doesn't make any sense and it's just going to bring people to the music to figure out what the hell that is.
It sounds fucking cool. I love it. I mean,
yeah.
Scott knows, like, I'm always telling people, oh, what kind of music do you play? And I'm like, annoying. And, it is annoying.
Yeah.
But Scrape Rock, like, kind of will be like, what the fuck is that? I just think
he
John
called us.
What?
Oh, yeah, he called it scrape rock, and I think another term he used was agitprop, like agitation propaganda.
Yeah.
And a couple of other very interesting terms. I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like we should try to infiltrate the industry and change it, because it doesn't, like, if you use the word punk now, it could be everything. And punk is, to me, an aesthetic, not a musical style.
Exactly.
So I feel like you know, I just think like we should fuck it up and we should come up with something cooler, and scrape rock. It feels like the right term. I was just like, what? How does that even happen? Like, what is that? You know, and I like that a lot. Yeah.
Before we come to the regular end of our show, which is always like what I like to call the infamous quickfire round, and you guys have to answer, or you guys always have to choose from a couple of alternatives. I have a question, but it's related to that, and I think Justin already went into that direction a little bit. I know it's hard to categorize your own music. If anybody would ask me, I would say hardcore, but played by punks who don't know what hardcore is. Would you say that punk is more of a mental state of mind, a certain openness, rather than free chords and nothing else?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
echo what Justin said about punk. Yeah, which is why I would, regardless of the project that I've been in, none of them have really sounded the same. But I always just used that broad term because it was like that's where this is coming from. But sonically, yeah, punk has become. It is very broad, but when you say it, people think of a very specific thing. But yeah, I would yeah, concur with Justin that it is like an energy rather than a specific sound.
Yeah, I'd
Justin,
say
would
like it's like that energy, but it's like there's an ethos that there's an attitude about like what is, I don't know, there's maybe not good and bad, but there's like an ethos around it that's like more important. I feel more connected with people that have like this similar sort of mind frame, or than, I don't know, somebody with a mohawk probably doesn't know what they're talking about if they're like a Sex Pistols mohawk guy.
Coming from the guy with the mohawk.
That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
But Justin, would you agree to what, for example, Paige Hamilton from Helmet once said, that you don't have to look like shit to be punk?
Yeah, I mean, I think of like James Chance, you know, he was like always dressed in a suit, and the motherfucker was punk as hell. Or I don't know. I mean, to me, I think of punk as another thing, like my mom, or you know, organic local farmers, or something like I don't know. Yeah, something that you wouldn't even think of, not musically specific, you know. And if someone asked me what a punk band was, I'd say like fucking Gigi Allen and Fugazi, you know, and then
Yeah,
that's
that
like the
is
whole
like,
spectrum right there. Yeah. But do I think like a band like Casualties are punk? I don't think so. Or like Leftover Crack? I don't think so. I think it's just bullshit. But Gigi Allen and Fugazi, yeah, fucking that's punk. But I'm also a dick, so there's that.
but that's also punk.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so first of all, thanks for all those insights, guys. And for me, the thing that I like most about this one is the fun factor, and I think that's also something that we should all remember. You know, like punk also should put a smile on our faces, because the world is already fucked up enough. So the end of every Veil of Sound interview is the same. I will give you two alternatives in various couples, like Pepsi versus Coca-Cola, heroin versus cocaine, detox versus retox, whatever, AC versus DC, and you have to choose. Let's start off with something easy from the San Diego area. Drive Like Jehu versus Rocket from the Crypt.
Drive Like Jehu all day long.
Yeah, Drive Like
Jehu.
Jehu.
Yeah.
All agree on, wow.
Yeah.
You know, you guys know each other too well, you know. Okay. As we were talking about punk, Jesus Lizard versus the Birthday Party.
Is there a neither?
No. You have to choose. We're
Jesus
not in
Party all day.
politics where you choose between one old fucker and the other white fucker. No.
Jesus Lizard, because they put on a great show when I saw them.
I'm so much hoping that they come to Europe this year. We're playing shows again.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes, they announced 2 shows, one in June and one in I think October, November. But anyway, Elton, which one would you choose?
Probably Jesus Lizard, but I liked Scott's first suggestion. Neither. But
What do the other 2 guys say? Bill, Justin?
I think yeah, like I can't answer for David Yao, but I don't know if maybe there wouldn't be a Jesus Lizard without Birthday Party, but I'm gonna say Jesus Lizard, but that's only because I'm more familiar with their catalog.
And Justin?
Birthday Party for me. I mean, my record label put out a tribute record for that band. They've done everything for me. So, and I'll say this, like Nick Cave still to this day that's a motherfucker. Like that's someone you see performing and he goes all out. Like you don't fuck around. And I don't know how old he is, but
Gonna see him again in October. Yes.
Yeah, that you want to talk about performer? That motherfucker is like he was like brought on this planet to perform. Anyhow, Birthday Party forever.
In like light of my recent concert experience, Botch, you got 2 records, and I hope at least one of you knows both of them. American Nervoso versus We Are the Romans.
We Are the Romans is my answer.
I'm gonna defer to Scott on this one. I'm gonna let him answer for me.
Yeah, okay. So
well.
okay, the real answer is that's the only one, the first song that has the riff that I've heard. I don't know that band that well.
Doesn't matter. Bill, Elton, one
They're
of
nice.
you guys?
My drummer from my first band, who used to take me to school, blasted I think it was American Nervosa at 7 a.m. every single morning while chain smoking cigarettes with the windows up. So that one I'll say is buried in my brain. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing though.
Not a bad thing for me. Elton, do you have a choice on that one, or do you pass?
I'll pass on that one.
Okay, so you're the first one to answer the next one. Tomahawk versus Phantomas.
Oh, Phantomas all day.
Oh,
That's not even-
Phantomas, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
Yep.
Phantomas.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you guys just dissed like the Jesus Lizard version of the Patton bands.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow,
Very
I also don't.
inconsistent. Let's put it like that, right?
I don't care for Jesus Lizard. I'm just saying that. It's just of the 2.
t- 2 bands by the wonderful Rob Moran. Narrows versus Unbroken.
fuck, man. I'm
That's
gonna
a
go with
tricky one.
Unbroken just because it's like legendary shit.
Yeah, that would be.
But if you were to ask me about, Dave Verellen, I would have went with Narrows over Botch.
But it's Narrows versus Unbroken. Scott, Alton, Bill?
I'm going Unbroken.
Yep.
I don't know. Narrows was really good. I'm gonna go Unbroken too.
Black Flag versus the Circle Jerks.
Circle Jerks.
Yeah, Circle Jerks.
Sir.
They had far better drummers, and they just Black Flag only had like one good record.
As you have already mentioned Fugazi, I have to pick up on that one. Repeater versus The Argument.
The Argument.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But Red Medicine.
That would be your favorite?
Yeah, Red Medicine is by far the best Fugazi record in my opinion.
Elton?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the last one. And it's with a twinkle in the eye. Flaming Lips, Yoshimi Battles for Robots or Soft Bulletin?
Bill should go first on that one.
very familiar with both, but I think I'm gonna say the Soft Bullet.
So Alton, you would
I'm going.
disagree?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but yeah, I have a tighter. I have more memories with Yoshimi. Just more experiences with that album that feel nostalgic for me.
Scott, Justin?
I unfortunately have no nostalgia for either one because I'm pretty sure neither of those records have a blast beat on them, so I just didn't really get into it.
That is true.
They don't. I can tell you they don't.
I don't.
If they did,
But
if
they'd
they
be
did,
better with, right?
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
yeah. I don't
Just
know.
imagining Wayne Coyne flowing down the street in a hamster ball in Austin, and Scott running behind him with a blaster.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be.
I'm
See,
very-
that's sick.
I'm very familiar with everything from Embryonic and before that, and I can't recall a single blast beat, and that's a lot of records.
Yeah, there is none.
Yeah.
No,
Dr. the Flaming Lips. If anybody would put a pistol to my head, I would say Yoshimi and the Pink Robots, but in the Japanese version where Wayne tries to imitate a Japanese voice, that would be my choice.
Oh, he didn't
So-
get canceled for that?
I was about
Yeah,
to say that's bold.
I don't know. It was like 20 some years ago, right?
Oh, yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
the cutoff period. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, thanks for all the. Oh wait, I have one more. Oh yes, one more, and that is not like you choose, but I want to hear which song you would do. And the Def Club choice, the Def Club boys have to choose another one, because on your record you decided to cover a band that most of us would know, like a local band from Seattle called Nirvana. You chose to
Oh,
do
yeah.
Tourette's. I would like to hear another song that you would like to cover from Christ and Dave and the singer.
Another Nirvana song.
Yeah, for you it's another. For Bill and Alton, it's the first one.
Fuck. What's the one that
Oh yeah,
Silence
no,
Apprentice.
we were talking about actually doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one.
Sentless Apprentice.
Yeah,
that's the one.
that'd be sick.
For both bands?
No.
You-
I was just saying. I was just telling you
Okay.
the track name. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to bite off of theirs. For me, it's one of their. It's to me, it's like their catchier one, but I think it's Very Ape. Bow wow ounce, bow wow ounce, bow wow ounce, bow wow ounce. And I just love the opening that line. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask someone else first.
Mhm. The motto of
Makes
your
me
life.
yeah, exactly. And honestly, oddly enough,
ask
it
me
makes
first.
it makes it. Yeah, I'm like
Unless you need someone to do the vocal effects.
right. Well, then I'll just volunteer. But yeah, I'm like if he hadn't, and honestly, I was listening to it the other day, and I was like, man, that's something if he hadn't written that I think Justin would have written, because that's brilliant.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The song,
There's
or
that-
if Justin wrote it?
I was just
That was
saying
it.
if Kurt Cobain hadn't gotten to it first, yeah,
Okay.
We do have a song called "For a Good Time, Call Someone Else."
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Fuck, I'm not original.
I love it. Oh, whatever. No. It's just
So I mean, like, you
it's-
guys
it's-
still have roughly like a month to go, so you could get that done for Roadburn, right?
Yeah, Brian was saying he wanted to do like some sort of group song together at
Well,
the end of y'all's
if
set.
you guys do that, then I want to know beforehand so that I can stand in front of the stage and be like, my idea. So, guys, thanks for all the
Yeah.
insights. Thanks for the 4 cool tracks. Everybody, this is Wednesday. On Friday, the record is out. Go listen to it. It will not take you a lot of time. It's like less than 10 minutes, so 10 well-spent minutes. Thanks for your time. For the fuck money, guys. I think you have a gig tonight, so a lot of cool experiences at the gig. And for Justin and Scott, see you, and also of course for Elton and Bill, see you in Tilburg in a month. So thanks for doing this.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks so
you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.